Hello, Homestead. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please stay standing for a moment of silence.
So from a total school standpoint, not just Homestead, but education for kids in Southwest Allen, it should be a great thing.
Coming up today on HHS In Depth, we get caught up with SAC Superintendent Dr. Ginder to get an update on our school district after last week's election.
Along with the story over the people that help make over 2,000 lunches each day at school, our cafeteria workers.
Plus, in sports, there was a top 10 matchup at Spartan Arena earlier this week, and I'll show you how our Spartans dominated from start to finish later in Down to the Wire.
Those stories coming to you today only on HHS In Depth.
From Homestead Media, this is HHS In Depth.
Hello, Homestead. I'm Bryce Garrett.
And I'm Sean Ross. And Bryce, lots of news regarding the future of Southwest Allen County schools has been dominating the headlines recently. HHS In Depth reporter Michelle Obioma got a chance to sit down with Superintendent Dr. Ginder to get an update of where things currently stand and what the future holds in our district.
With less than a month until winter break, Southwest Allen County Schools has undergone a couple of changes this semester. Superintendent Dr. Ginder reflects back on these past couple of months in the district. So some big news hit Southwest Allen County Schools this past election when the community decided to renew the referendum. Could you put into words how impactful this will be for future students and staff of SACS?
I think it's exciting for our kids at the youngest levels because they can count on programming and teachers to be there long term. We're actually going to be able to add 14 teachers, 2 more police officers, some guidance counselors. So from a total school standpoint, not just Homestead, but education for kids in Southwest Allen, it should be a great thing.
This school year, Dr. Ginder says that students can look forward to even more building progress.
We're really hopeful that we'll be able to get into the music wing this school year. So it's our hope that we're going to be able to, sometime during the spring, open up an entire wing to our music arts, performing arts, the drama, and all that kind of thing.
With an influx of housing additions being added to the district, Dr. Ginder says that SACS is ready to grow with the community.
Our most recent demographic study says the amount of growth is going to be slow and steady, unlike some of our neighbors that are seeing explosive growth. But we do expect somewhere around 500 new students to come to Southwest Allen County Schools. So we're looking toward purchasing land, working on expanding some buildings. So we need to be prepared for not just these 500 students, but what does it look like 15 years from now?
After the peak of the pandemic, SACS is returning to business as usual.
For the most part, we've went back to school as school. Now, we are a district that uses technology a lot, and so some of our classes, our students are turning things in more electronically, but we were moving that way 5 years ago. For the most part, we're back to normal. We're trying to keep up with our cleaning and so forth, but we're back to normal.
So now that the election's passed and we're in the thick of construction, what items have your top priority as superintendent?
There are a number of things that we're always working on curriculum, K-12. Boys volleyball is coming. Girls wrestling is now going to be an IHSAA sport. And so our athletic department is working on adding that. So as those things happen, as things happen at the State House, there's always things to respond to. The school, as you know it, has a day, right? But the school, from a K-12 standpoint, it never turns off.
With a renewed referendum and continued construction, Dr. Ginder is excited for the future of SACS and looks forward to a strong finish to the first semester. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Michelle Obioma.
Thank you, Michelle. Well, each day over 2,000 lunches are served to the students and staff of Homestead High School. But have you ever thought about how many people and how much planning is behind it? Here's HHS In Depth reporter Luke Ryan with a look at our cafeteria workers.
Every day, students go in the cafeteria, go through the lines, and get their food. They eat and throw it away, and then they leave. But not many students appreciate the work that goes into getting their lunch prepared.
It does get frustrating sometimes when the food is thrown around or just spilled and walked away from, and it just makes more work for us.
There are 3 main areas where the food is made. The first is the main dish line that makes the main dish for every day. The second area is for the toppings and sides, where the toppings for the tacos and the sides for the dish are made. The third area is the bakery, where the cookies are made fresh from scratch every day.
It's an excellent job for mothers that have students, kids still in school. It's an ideal job. And you have your summers off, holidays off, and you don't have to worry about who's going to take care of the children.
Make sure when you eat, you treat the table like you would at home and keep it clean, because it makes the lunch lady's job harder and holds back the lines longer. The lunch ladies have to wipe down all of the tables after every lunch, so you have a clean eating space.
Ketchup or drinks just smeared all over the table, and then by the time we get out there, sometimes they're dried up, and so you got to really scrub hard. It's frustrating sometimes when you go out and there's a garbage can right next to the table and there's a pile of trash sitting on the table now that we have to take care of.
Next time you grab your food for your tray, say thank you to the lunch ladies and appreciate all they do, because without them, Homestead would not have a warm lunch every day to enjoy. This is Luke Ryan reporting for HHS In Depth.
With the snowfall we saw last Saturday and Tuesday, it looks like we're going to continue to see more cold days. But have we seen the last of the fall season? Stick around and I'll let you know in a few.
Welcome back to HHS In Depth.
Welcome back to HHS In Depth.
Well, for many Homestead students, finding a perfect location to study is vital to keeping your grades up all semester long. But where are those perfect local places to do this?
HHS In Depth reporter Morgan Gillette is in now to tell us about a few of those places.
Homestead students are encouraged to put forth their best foot on their schoolwork, but sometimes the workload can be a lot. Many places around town act as an excellent study location where students can get out of the house and focus on their work.
I like studying at United because it's a really good atmosphere and everyone's super friendly, and it just helps me get my work done. I like coming here on a flex day because I always have so much work to get done, and I like to just sit here and drink my coffee. And the workers here are super nice and motivate me to get my work done.
I did used to go to Homestead, but now I work at United Coffee, and I see a bunch of students that come in here and work on their flex day work, and they're all super productive, and it's a really good environment for everyone to work on their schoolwork. I remember when I attended Homestead, I did have a bunch of work, and I wish I knew about this place a little bit sooner, so I would have come here and actually gotten a lot of my work done.
Since the pandemic, many students have found they are more productive when they are outside of their homes.
I like coming to Panera to study because it's a difference in atmosphere. I think over quarantine and all over that, I became less productive in the comfort of my own home, and to be able to pull myself away from that atmosphere and bring myself to a different atmosphere really benefits me. Just something about being in a social situation but having independent motives.
Next time you are feeling overwhelmed with work, think about all the locations around town that will help you be your most productive self. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Morgan Gillette.
Thanks, Morgan. Students, don't forget that tomorrow night is semi-formal, which runs from 7 to 10 p.m. All students will need to show their ID to get into the dance. If you have lost your ID, you need to print off your homepage from Power School along with your photo to show when submitting your ticket. Students should park in the bus parking lot and enter the building through door 1 for the dance.
Students enrolled in fall semester courses that earn dual credit through Ivy Tech Community College. The college's deadline to withdraw from fall semester course is today. All students who are currently earning a D or F in Ivy Tech dual credit courses or are in danger of earning a D or F by the end of the semester are encouraged to withdraw. Students must withdraw themselves using their Ivy Tech dual enroll account. Directions can be found in the video link on the Canvas announcements page. Contact Mr. Clark at the email address shown here with any questions.
Students, if you ordered a student section t-shirt way back on registration day, they are in and can be picked up. If you are unsure if you ordered one, just go down and check the list. Shirts can be picked up from Mr. Schenkel's room 600B in the radio and TV area any time of the day, before or after school starting next Monday.
Lost and found items are located on the tables outside of the discipline office in the 1012 building. See Mrs. Godfrey in discipline for valuable items such as jewelry, keys, electronics, and designer clothes. All items not picked up by Thanksgiving break will be donated.
Seniors, you need to order your cap and gown soon. All of the info on ordering was sent out in an email a few weeks ago.
December 7th is the last day to be in this year's yearbook. A walk-in session will be available that day from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Color Guard auditions are next Monday and Tuesday, November 21st and 22nd, from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. in the main gym. If you have any questions, email the address shown below.
1 week ago, we had our first ever event in the new Spartan Arena and our first pep session since 2019. In with the recap of what took place is HHS in-depth reporter Sophia Virgilio.
Last Friday, Homestead saw the brand new Spartan Arena for the first time. We celebrated with the first pep rally since 2019. We recognized the hard work of all of our fall athletes and pepped up the winter sports teams. We must have did a good job as the girls basketball team went on to win the first game in the Spartan Arena the next morning. Students bested the teachers in a grueling game of tug of war, but dodgeball was a different story. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Sophia Virgilio.
Thanks, Sophia. Well, the amazing October and early November weather has certainly taken a turn for the worse.
Graham DeWitt joins us now to let us know if this cold weather is here for good.
Thank you, Bryce and Sean. It looks like the weather will continue to get colder, as today it will only reach 28 degrees and will be cloudy all day. There will be no threat of snow, but no sunshine either. It doesn't look like it will get much warmer this weekend either. Temperatures will remain below freezing throughout all of Saturday and Sunday. However, we will not see snow either of these days, so don't expect Monday to be an e-learning day. It might seem like this cold snap could be a precursor to the upcoming winter, but how long will it actually last? I'll return soon to answer that question.
Thanks, Graham. Next in Down to the Wire, Anthony Gary will recap the top 10 showdown that took place at the Spartan Arena earlier this week.
Stick around, you're watching HHS In Depth.
Hello, Homestead. Here's this week's Club Roundup. Young Progressive meets today, November 15th, in room 614. Environmental Club will meet on Monday at 2:45 in room 206. Students for Life meets Tuesdays until 3:15 in Mr. Tucky's room, room 503. Film Club will meet in room 614 next Tuesday after school. Homestead's Horticulture Club is meeting Tuesday, December 1st at 2:45 in room 208. To get up-to-the-minute club updates and additional information, please check out the HHS announcement page on Canvas.
Welcome back to Down to the Wire. I'm Anthony Gary. Well, this past Tuesday night, Spartan Arena hosted a top 10 showdown as the number 2 team in the class of 3A, the Norwell Knights, invaded Spartan Arena to take on the number 7 team in the class of 4A, Homestead. Homestead started off dominating, getting out to a 10-0 lead. Throughout the entire first half, the Spartans were forcing turnover after turnover, coasting them to a 15-point lead at the half. Then, in the second half, the dominance continued. Spartans were knocking down shot after shot and even managed to reach the mercy rule. John Harrell had the Spartans losing by 13 heading into this one, but they proved him wrong, dominating Norwell 80-42. The top performances included Allie Stevens with 24 points and 11 rebounds, Emma Royst with 15 points, 11 assists, 8 rebounds, and 5 steals, and Molly Stock with 11 points, 4 assists, and 4 steals. Congratulations, girls. The girls are back in action tonight as they face off against Concordia. Also note that next Tuesday they will take on Huntington North at Spartan Arena, and our boys basketball team opens their season next Wednesday night, also at home against Huntington North. That'll do it for this week's edition of Down to the Wire. Thank you guys for watching, and Graham will have a final check of the weather when we return.
On the next episode of HHS In Depth, reporter Jaron Ellis will bring you a story about senior experience and a detailed look at what it is. Catch this story and more when we return from Thanksgiving break.
Thankfully, it looks like the sub-freezing weather won't stay for too long. The sun will come back out on Monday, paving the way for temperatures in the mid to high 40s for the next 2 days, and getting all the way up to 50 on Thanksgiving Day. But unfortunately, this year's Thanksgiving will be a rainy one, so make sure to plan your gatherings around that. It looks like Indiana is going to continue its trend of having sudden drastic changes in the weather. Bryce, Sean, back to you.
All right, thank you, Graham, and thank you for watching today.
Good luck to all of our Homestead athletes and other performers in action this weekend.
Want to catch up with HHS in depth beyond this news show? Check out our Instagram and TikTok at Homestead Media for updates on future shows and nationwide news.
Have a great weekend, and we're off next week for Thanksgiving, but we will see you again in 2 weeks.